Hey, I'm Forrest Claudette, and I'm here chatting with Milky. It's harder to describe, I guess, because I don't really feel like it follows one theme exactly. It follows like a narrative that I was really excited to be able to create. I wrote most of it in LA. I was in LA for like 6 months last year, maybe 7. I learned a lot about myself. I made some incredible connections. I dated like a few people over there. I just had fun. And that's like where stuff like Mess Around comes from. Like this EP starts with 2 years, which is like kind of an homage to like the year of February and like kind of referencing like that relationship and letting go of that. And in my head, it follows this narrative of like kind of like more produced, a little bit more auto-tune, creating this character of like, you know, like the heartbreak. And then it's like what comes from heartbreak is kind of like once you're through that is this sort of sense of freedom, and that's like Mess Around, and it's like you're figuring all these things out, and it's like I imagine it going into Motor in the Sand. It's like you push that too far and you like find your boundaries and your limits. Like for me, I had this moment while I was out in LA, and it was after like I think I had a bit of homesickness, but I was talking with my family the whole time and just really like having a moment of appreciating everything that I had. And that's where like High Vis Teeth comes. And so I was like, High Vis Teeth, because like people keep asking me like, what does that mean? I'm like, it's exactly what it says. It's high vis. It's like you can see the teeth. It's just a smile. Then it gets to that, and it's like you like if Motor in the Sand is like kind of pushing too far, hitting like some sort of rock bottom, then it's like you have this moment of clarity, and then like after you have that and you like appreciate everyone in your life, you can like come from that place to look at the world. And I feel like that's what Pool Boy is more about, and just like back to sort of questioning things and like, yeah, I guess like my place in making the world better, or at least contributing to something. And then it was really important to me that the EP finished with Violence, because it's just like, it's a song I'm most proud of. It's something I've tried to write a few times, and it's a subject I've tried to write about a lot. And I think to finish on something really like kind of stripped and bare and really honest was super important. Similar to the first EP, like I wanted to capture like this scope of like a musical spectrum that I will be occupying. It's like it starts much more like I don't know, I think like pop R&B or whatever, and kind of ends in this more like quiet, I don't know, soulful indie space that's like acoustic and stuff. And so I wanted it to follow this narrative of like a bit more produced and like slowly being pulled away until it's like just me kind of looking at things by myself. I think for this whole like project, I was so excited to write all this stuff. It's like a privilege that I have to be able to write like earnestly and like from my experiences. So I think a lot of that like inhibition and a lot of that has kind of been shed after like the first project. And I feel very like, it's not even empowered, but I'm just going to use that to just kind of like explore what I need to explore and write about like whatever I'm experiencing, and trusting that I'll be able to find and sew through like a narrative in the end, or like at some point when I'm ready to like tie up a project. I think on the year of February, there were at least like 2 double ups of like producers that I'd worked with. On Everything Was Green, like I think every track is produced by someone else, because I was just in like heaps of sessions in LA. So I think sonically, I mean, it feels like it kind of varies more from track to track. I think like it's really like, this is this vibe, stump, this is this, and like, yeah, like I think that's what helps create this narrative, and like helps to keep it pushing. Like, yeah, I feel like you feel like you're moving. Like I was talking to my parents about it, and they said that they really felt like you were guided through like a feelings, and a feelings, multiple, just one. I wrote a lot of songs while I was over there, and it just like, they kind of revealed themselves. Like I have at this point a few ideas for like projects and kind of like what stories I want to tell in those spaces. So it's like Everything Is Green to me is this idea of like leaving my safe place, and like green is my favorite color, and it's like the place that like feels like kind of home, because I grew up in the forest, and so it's just like all this association. It's like LA is very concrete, and I think like I really missed the trees while I was over there. But it also felt like, I don't know, a bit of independence and a bit of growing up, like living on my own for like, I don't know, 5 months or so. and just kind of being able to experience like life from a completely different perspective and having to figure out a bit more of like who I am and like what I need or whatever. Any song. I'd probably play Pool Boy. I love that song. It just feels so fun, and I think captures a lot of different elements that I occupy. I think it's a real like medley of sort of ideas that I have. But everyone's vibing with Motor in the Sand at the moment, which is sick too. I really do I love this body of work. I'm really proud of each song. So anything, but probably those two. Oh, I fucking forgot about Mess Around. I mean, the production on that's pretty tasty. Yeah, stuck in my head is like, my favorite part of the whole EP isn't actually like a line. It's this sound that I accidentally made with the mic because it had a little like windsock on it, and I was just fiddling because that's what I do. It made this sound that sounds like a kung fu sound effect. It's like, and it's in Pool Boy, and it's like it's the best thing that I've ever done. It's so fucking cool. It's like the perfect transition sound. I would never have thought of doing that. Oh, wow. Really proud of that. But lyrically, there's a line in 2 Years that I think is really beautiful that I'm proud of. And it's like, love don't fade, it changes. And I think that's like pretty cool because I think I believe that, you know, like if you love someone, even if shit doesn't work out or whatever, it's like, in my experiences, fortunately, whatever, the love doesn't just disappear. It is manipulated and changes and turns into like a love for someone. You like hope they're doing well or whatever. But you move on. It's a tie between working with Lo-Fi Ty on Violence and just being able to share our experiences, talking about blackness, talking about growing up in whiteness, talking about how we want the song to feel and how to contribute to these sort of like, to this world of touching on such intense subjects, you know, without making everyone feel worse. So that was like a really beautiful couple of days that we got to spend, or one, I can't remember. And then working on Pool Boy with Alex T, who's like the only producer from the last EP that is on this one. That was like such a fun song to make. I recorded the keys on my phone at my parents' place. We took that sample and then like fed it through this like 8-track tape player that he'd gotten from like one of his producer friends that he was really excited about. We just had like a very creative day, just like making weird sounds and making everything feel warm. It was a lot of fun. A decent amount of energy. What can people expect from me? Bit of dancing. You know, I've been working on that. I think a sweet crowd. The people that have been on my show so far, we haven't played too many. You know, at some point there's some crowd participation that is mandatory. Because of the way the EPs, plural, are structured, we started playing stuff from the new EP. Because I'm so obsessed with narratives and everything like moving and having different like feelings and everything, you kind of get to go through a bunch of different feelings, and like there's a moment where it's like, everyone be still, you know? We hold each other and it's like, okay. And then there's minutes where there's minutes. All right. Where you're just singing your heart out. And that's mostly goodbye. That's been so fun. Everyone just screaming. It's like nothing's in key anymore. My voice falls out and we're just like, don't forget me. It's actually sick. Everyone's like crying. I love it. But yeah, an experience. We go on a journey together, emotionally speaking. My absolute best effort. I will do my darndest to make sure that it goes well. But I think people can expect, at the very least, a wonderful energy. I'm going to be performing with two of my very dear friends. Shout out Sab, shout out Ari. I love them both to pieces. And I think the thing that I'm most excited about is, just like sharing our dynamic with people. Because I think, oh no, Mum's going to yell at me for sitting up slouched. For sitting up slouched? That dynamic. I think that's the thing that I'm most excited about. Obviously, we're a band, we're professionals, and we're practice heaps, and it's going to be great. But we were not professionals at that point. It'll be fun. It's a huge, big call. I think we pretty much achieved that. Yeah. I mean, it's tricky moving into this next like phase before, well, it's just like an in-between phase. It's like we do our little things locally, but I don't get to have my band with me everywhere I go, which fucking sucks. But for now, that's the reality. At some point, we're going to be making so much money that it's cool. We fly everywhere. But no, I think we kind of captured that energy. And for me personally, like having the band behind me is very reassuring. Like that's a safe kind of space. The last 2 gigs, I haven't really known the set list, so I'm often looking at my friend Ari, the drummer. He's like running the set, just being like, what are we playing next? But no, I think we've captured that pretty well. Also, Sab makes music now. It's released, so go check out Sab. If you can't find her on Spotify, go to my Instagram. It's definitely becoming a little bit easier to see, well, like I was saying before, like because I've written quite a lot of music at this point, it's easier to start sewing in threads of being like, oh cool, like these songs go together, and just like slowly being able to create, I guess call them little worlds, you know? Like I'm starting to see that better, and it's like being asked to do more stuff like creatively from my team and stuff has really helped. Like I've had to learn a lot, and I feel more confident in like my decisions, and I'm hoping that'll just like continue growing in that way. Like visually, I'm really excited and really proud of what we've created and what we're going to share with everyone. For Everything Was Green. The artistry, I'm writing a little bit different. I think it's easier now that we've played some shows, so I know what it feels like writing songs and then like performing them, and I keep that in mind now because the songs I've written so far are really hard to sing for me. But also, yeah, like being able to write with a story or a narrative in mind, and knowing like, oh, I need this song, or I need this idea to be filling this gap. That's really helped. So I feel like I'm growing. Probably pretty similar. I don't know what I said at the time, but Brittany Howard. When I say influences, I think more about inspiration, because it's like, you know, I'm sure I take sonics from different people, but like these are the people that make me want to like make shit differently or figure out more things about myself. So it's like Brittany Howard, Little Sims, like Little Yachty record from this year is fucking crazy. That was super inspiring. Slow Tie's latest record, Loyal Kana's last record, and the little estate sale that Tyler just had. Super cute. Frank Ocean and Tyler Creator, and like that kind of like Odd Future World. Solange. I can't wait for Solange to put out another record. That'd be sick. I mean, we'll be waiting for Frank forever. Which is, it is what it is. Can't be mad at someone who's a person. It's the list of people I just said. Ooh, and Childish Gambino. Andre 3000, Solange, Lil Sims. Love to work with Tyler, Chanel, Loren. Oh man, we're still working on that. Every time she's in Nam, I'm in Eora. And every time I'm in Eora, she's somewhere. Like the UK, or then I'm in the US. It's a fucking shit show. I'm going to say Sound and Color by the Alabama Shakes. Jackie Wilson's Higher and Higher. That is a phenomenal record. Still on my those are both on my all-time list. Top 5 forever. Couldn't tell you why, but Up, I said Frozen in my written answers. Like, what if Tron had like just like crazy hip hop? Oh yeah, because I wanted my niece to listen to my shit, which she does now. Very, very proud. I think it's because she came to a show. And now she's a bit of a fan. She was singing one of the songs. It was very cute. I don't want to make the soundtrack to Up. That'd be really sad. But it'd be amazing. I'm going to do it. Fuck it. God, I hope I don't look weird. Don't look weird. And I'm trying to be grateful and be present. It's those two things. If I'm thinking the first thing, I'm not doing the second thing. That's so, I remember, do you know what? I don't know if I'm remembering this interview or if it was something that happened recently, but I talked to my mum about this, and it's Seal, Kiss from a Rose. I talked to my mum about this. Yeah. Apparently, it was Seal's Kiss from a Rose. I wish I'd been to more gigs, but it's still Tyler. I saw him again while I was in the US. Every time. What the fuck? Lot of energy. I think it's probably going to be Tyler. I saw him in LA. Spice Girl. Spice Girl. Yeah. I feel like maybe now, I mean, I really like my answer from last time. I remember it. Like, that was a good one. Spacey Spice? That's Spice. Me. But maybe Silly Spice. I'm saying it's the first thing that came to my head. Michael Bolton's house. I feel like, what does his house look like? I'm very curious. I think I have more respect for everyone's music at this point, which is awesome. But I was listening to some old stuff recently. I feel like it's usually, I don't feel guilty about it. I mean, I did listen to Katy Perry for a little bit, just for nostalgia's sake. Well, do you know what? Guilt. There you go. I really liked Harry Styles' first album. I don't know if that's random. I'm going to say Lauryn Hill today. I think Lauryn Hill changed a lot of things and really set an incredible standard and example. Probably Drake, but is it for the better or the worse?
True. Also true.
I feel like last time was like, what's that game where it's like you guess the thing that most people guess and you get the points for that? Yeah, exactly. I feel like that's the perfect Family Feud answer. Shout out Drake. But then like Lauryn Hill is like, everyone feels good about that because that's right. Why am I giving myself advice for the future?
I feel like you said that last.
Just like appreciate everything that's happening as much as you can in the moment, because you don't know how long it'll last and you don't know what's going to happen. So just like appreciate everyone you have, appreciate the teams, appreciate the music, the people around you. Probably said something stupid. Probably just like whatever happens, just like remember that if this is the same, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It could go really well, it could go terribly, and it doesn't matter. Because I got wicked friends, I got a great family. I'm cool. Not like I'm cool, like a pretty similar
like
sentiment
it's fine.
actually in the end. Different route to get there, but that's pretty similar. I like it. I think I'm getting better at it. It's harder than just saying it to let go of outcomes and stuff, but I think the more I focus on what I'm doing at the moment and what I'm creating and just trying to be authentic and, you know, true to who I am and stuff, it makes it easy to just focus on what's happening now and appreciate everyone. And it's like, yeah, nothing fucking matters. So rock on.